There's a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming out, we can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Singing like Ali, rocking our bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable.
Siguro outplayed kami mechanically. Siguro medyo kasi nung nagka-coach, medyo nagkagulo kasi wala na kasi nag-iisip talaga individually. Lahat inaasa na sa coach. And mechanics sobrang hindi rin nai-improve. Kasi yung game to talaga outplayed mechanically yun eh. Wala nang ano yun, wala na akong tawag dito, problema sa macro kasi mechanics talaga eh. Sinusolo kill kami sa bot, tapos namamatay yung mga top. Sa game 1 naman, siguro natakot lang talaga mag-risk. Yung naghe-hesitate pagdating sa mga calls, tapos ang nangyari, scalan lang, mas wala nangyari. Outscale kami in terms of comp eh. Tapos yun, wala lang. Pinatalo lang namin yung konting lead. Mas improve namin mechanics, babawasan yung mga hesitation sa calls, improve macro rin siguro kasi feeling ko kaya naman namin yung AEX. In terms of mechanics and macro, wag lang talaga mag-choke. Yun lang.
Magandang hapon sa mga summoners. Ako po si Vulcan, kasama ko si Chisto. Ito po ang 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series. So, coming into our 6th week, Chisto, I gotta say, what Sachi said was kind of heartbreaking because at this point, frustrations would actually show to the players and to the coaches.
Yeah, of course, 6th week na tayo. So medyo matagal-tagal na itong PGS, and looking at the first matchup between Infused and AEX, they're in a tough spot at the moment. They're currently sharing the bottom 2 spots, and I think there's a lot riding on this match because you mentioned nasa 6th week na tayo. Papalapit na tayo sa playoffs. Whoever wins here might have a shot at making the playoff stage of the Pro Gaming Series.
And let's have a short recap of what happened in our last week, the 5th week, where I have to say, judging from the standings alone, you can already see how much of a shift we are having. Look at that standing. We don't even have a 5th or a 6th or an 8th.
Yeah, and of course, gaya nga last week, Mineski did take the top spot over TNC, but now focusing on this current match between AEX and Infused, gaya ng sinabi ko, nandun sila sa bottom 2 spots and they're still tied in points. But if somebody's able to get 2-0 here, they get 3 points, and maybe, just maybe, they can catch up to BarCX Rage Esports or Naga.
Ito yung gusto ko sa bagong format sa PGS. The competitive level is always gonna be the same every week. You can't relax. Seeing Naga Esports getting a 2-0, what happened to them? Immediately goes up to 4th rank, tying BarCX Rich Esports. But when it comes to the bottom 2, yes, Acclaim Empire X, Infused Esports, not having a good run in this split.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said na both these teams in the bottom 2 have not had the best runs in the PGS, especially AEX being a playoff team in previous splits. Now, they're currently sitting at the bottom. This is not what we expected coming from them, and now they're faced with this very tough spot na they don't want to be at the bottom.
That will be our match 1 for our first day in the 6th week. So stay tuned for that, and very exciting games we have for you, the summoners out there. Mineski versus Naga Esports. There's a lot of hype revolving under imports, and you will catch that in match 2, which will start at 6 p.m.
Yeah, but let's go back, talk about the first matchup between Infused and AEX. Previously, I mentioned they haven't had the best run, and part of that might be to the team's performance. In Sachi's interview, he did mention that there have been some issues regarding the players and some confusion relying too much on the coaches and hesitations in game as well. Maybe now that we are into the 6th week, they've adjusted. They've had time to probably
Grow?
grow. I mean, it's about how you improve throughout the PGS. So maybe for the 6th week, now it all comes together for them. We'll just have to wait and see, though.
And we'll see if they can actually match AEX, because when it comes to improvement, we did see that in Naga. We saw that in BRE. I hope to see that for Infuse, because when it comes to entering this first match with AEX, we all know the AEX were the champions in the 2016 summer split. And the fact that AEX not having a good run right now just goes to show that how much the other teams are stepping up their level.
Yeah, I like what you said, where the other teams have been stepping up. Umaangat na yung level ng competition dito sa Pro Gaming Series. And if you're a team that was a former champion, ayaw mo magpaiwan doon. Kailangan makakasabay ka din sa mga bago niyong kalaban. But so far, it hasn't been the case for Acclaim Empire X.
I mean, when it comes to Infuse versus AEX, Infuse is actually entering this match as somehow the fresh experience, because we're seeing players like Isaac, the rookies, and we are seeing on AEX side, we are seeing veterans like say Tamsu, GPL experience. Actually, everyone in AEX, they had some experience when it comes to internationals. So Infuse, they have a really tough obstacle, but we'll see. Can they try and overcome it?
Oh, they can definitely try. And you mentioned the players on Infused. I have to highlight Isaac in the mid lane. He definitely has the potential to be a star player. I know for a fact he's great mechanically. He's a great player overall, but it hasn't shown on stage as much as Infused would have hoped for.
So let's go to the matchup rundown so that everyone can see who are playing for each side. We are singing right now for Infused Esports. It would not be... Okay, there will be the sub there, Akil, but for Acclaim Empire X, Dodoy will be playing in the top lane in exchange for Cannon.
Yeah, so no Cannon today for AEX, and honestly, maybe this change might be the key for AEX's success, but Cannon has always been a consistent top laner in a sense where he can be one member on AEX that you could rely on. If he gets ahead, he can carry them, but unfortunately, he isn't here today. So let's see, can Dodoy perform on this, on AEX today?
On the top lane side matchup, we're seeing Gertrude, also one of the, I would say, not the inexperienced, more entering this matchup as, I would say, lacking in experience, because we're seeing AEX. AEX, the pride of Iloilo, the champions of 2016. Does that matter, Chisto, when you're talking about something that was 2 years ago, and we're seeing all these teams stepping up when it comes to competitive level?
It matters when you're talking about experience, but I think what matters the most is what results you're gonna have today. Whoever might be the better team, that's really what matters, especially moving forward.
Yan ang stress ng mga players sa PGS, eh. Like, everything they work for comes into play just for... Everything will be judged for, let's say, a best-of-3 series. And that's a really harsh thing that the players have to face. And I hope that for Infused side, with the rookies, they're prepared mentally. But for AEX, they will try and step up their game.
Yeah, and gusto ko yung sinabi mo na they're always judged na once they're playing on the PGS stage, it's very difficult. It's some pressure on the players because there's like a lot of people watching, and every mistake you do, you will be bashed for it. Pero if you do a highlight play, people will say, basic lang yan, kaya ko lang. And you see the contrast there, Vulcan. It's a very difficult position to be in.
Yes, that's very true, Chisto. But when it comes to saying basic, that's actually a nice way to say it, because players right now, it's at least we can show them that when it comes to the PGS, everything is very different. The dynamic, the pressure, a lot of factors that you would say mechanics or something outside of the game itself will affect you.
Yeah, it's definitely a different area. I mean, it's incredibly different from your normal solo queue games where when you're in the Pro Gaming Series, everything's more coordinated. The teams are way better. And really, all that pressure could really affect players, especially the rookies from Infused.
That's the one thing that we do notice with the rookies. They tend to go back to their solo queue behavior. We see that a lot when it comes to new players. We sometimes see that in... let's say, did we see that on Demon's side for TNC? This is his first run in the BGS.
Well, for Demon, we haven't seen it as much, but I think that's what separates great players from good ones. The ability to separate the solo queue mindset from competitive League of Legends.
Everything is different when it comes to competitive, because, I mean, when it comes to playing as a 5-man squad, you have to play as a hand, not just separate fingers, and you need to know your conditions to win the game, and your strengths and weaknesses so that we might see who can really triumph here. Because I think everyone knows right now that I have to say that for Philippines right now, I think we have a solid shot to make it to the MSI, because news was released on the Garena website is that Vietnam will be a separate region, and I think this is a good day for. I mean,
Yeah,
a good opportunity.
Actually, since you mentioned that news, I'm actually very excited for our region, especially once we head on to the GPL stage. It does mean that since wala na yung Vietnam, we all know Gigabyte Marines, probably the best team out of Vietnam, is now out of the picture when it comes to GPL. So maybe this time we'll have a real shot, because Vietnam as a region has been destroying GPL competition. Let's not sugarcoat it anyway. And now that they're out of the picture, it's a window, especially for our region, to possibly make it to Worlds. Who knows?
And let's see, maybe the teams right now are a bit fired up knowing this story, and maybe the players will be glued into the story and also the growth of our players in the PGS.
I mean, I would be excited for that. Thinking from a player's point of view, oh, now Vietnam's gone, I can probably make it to Worlds. That'd be great. That could really boost your motivation when you're playing there. You're gonna just perform even better. It's a confidence booster, really.
And I hope to see that right now when it comes to the 6th week, because we only have, including this week, 2 weeks left before we move on to the playoff stage. And seeing how week 5 turned out, 2-0s can really change everything.
Yeah, 2-0s can definitely change everything, especially for Naga. I mean, what a surprise in the previous week. They were able to 2-0 IPT, a team that we thought were definitely high up there. And then all of a sudden, shock Naga 2-0s them. Can they repeat that versus Mineski later today, though?
And can Infuse also copy that same success, fighting AEX, who has been consistent making it to the playoff stage? But at this run, this 2018 Spring Split run, AEX is really not performing that well. They're not having a good split.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why AEX has been struggling is because
Roster changes.
Roster changes, definitely. In the previous split, we saw their bot lane always being changed, and now Mirmo was really removed from the team, and now Gen V comes back in. But let's not mind all of that. Let's head into pick and ban first.
Let's not mind all of that and go straight to what can really change the landscape of the game. The drafting phase for Infused Esports on the blue side versus Acclaim Empire X on the red side.
Okay, so Vulcan, we are on patch 8.3. Even though the patch notes for 8.4 were already released, we're still on 8.3, so let's hold off for that. The bans have been coming out. I don't see any Sejuani bans. Hechizo does play this champion, but it looks like
Early
Infused
pressure.
won't be jumping on that Sejuani, which is one of the top tier junglers. They will be picking the Zac instead. Let's see how AEX can respond for their first pick.
Ooh, a Jungle Jax cheese though. This is a treat.
It is probably a jungle Jax, but since AEX have only picked the Jax, he still can go top lane. It's still definitely a flex, but more popularly now, we see him in the jungle. But if the Jax does go to the jungle, that will mean a very large difference in playstyles. Kung makita mo Zac, known for his early pressure, alam natin na he can use his elastic slingshot to gank very early. Whereas in Jax, mas gusto niya na mag-farm muna and just scale towards the late game.
And when it comes to, let's say, changes in meta, we're seeing an interesting ban on AEX side. Skarner, maybe this could be the unsealed spellbook Skarner that we sometimes see popping out in the regions.
Yeah, pero mukhang hindi muna natin makikita yun ngayon. Infused will be picking their... Actually, both teams will be picking their bot lanes in the first rotation of picks. Infused are going for the lovers duo, the Zyarkhan.
Happy Valentine's Day. But for AEX, I think we're seeing a pattern for Infused. Let's say Infused takes the jungler, AEX also does the same. We're seeing a mirror when it comes to drafting and the same priority.
And speaking of mirrors in drafting, in the second banning phase, both teams have actually opted to ban out top laners. And now with AEX picking this Ornn probably for Dodoy, I think the Jax will go to the jungle. So let's just see how this pans out. Okay, Gangplank, a very strong pick. Very high
OP, considered OP right now due to the
Speaking of OP,
and Zoe again. What a powerful pick coming from Infused. How can AEX compete for this? Was it a good trade for Infused to get that Ornn first?
Twisted Fate, okay. Interesting. We haven't seen that many Twisted Fates in the PGS as of recently, so I'm definitely curious kung paano lalaroin ni Awaken to pick ito kasi Twisted Fate, he has that
Wave clear?
he has the wave clear, he has the roaming potential with his ultimate. Will he be able to impact the side lanes? Because I think for AEX to come out on top in this game, they probably need to get pressure in some of their side lanes, and I think Twisted Fate is one of those picks that can help assist them.
And this is it for the drafting phase for Infused and AEX. Stay tuned, Summoners. We are still running the Thrill of the Hunt promo. You know the mechanics: triple kill, quadra kill, pentakill, Baron Steel, and Dragon Steel. Stay tuned for that, and who knows, you may win yourself a X-Tech bundle or a mystery gift, which is a mystery gift.
Yeah, you definitely want to stick around if you want to get those promo freebies. Pero now, let's go ahead and look at the team comps. We talked about AEX a lot, where it was Twisted Fate pressuring the silent. For Infused, they have Gangplank, very strong late game champion.
It's a free lane, don't you think?
Looking at Infused, they have so many OP picks, honestly.
Ang lugi yung AEX when it comes to top lane. Parang mukhang ATM machine si Dodoy.
ATM machine, you say?
Ching, ching, ching. Get all the money. Kleptomancy right now is a bit unfair. And Gangplank is a point-click ability, so...
That's a very interesting way to put Kleptomancy. It's a very, very...
ATM machine talaga yung Gangplank eh. Look at the ore, he's not gonna do anything.
Maybe Orn's the actual ATM machine kasi dun nagwi-withdraw yung Gangplank eh. Dun niya kinukuha yung pera niya whenever he queues the Orn. That's where he gets the money.
And speaking of money, same thing goes for Twisted Fate. Who knows, but... This is going to be a very interesting match, I have to say, and I'm really excited to see it. And I hope you guys are out there too. So, who are you rooting for? Is it Infused Esports? Hashtag Infused Win on our Facebook live chat or YouTube Gaming live chat if you want. And AEX Win if you're supporting the pride of Iloilo.
Yeah, kung taga Iloilo ka, you definitely want to be cheering for AEX in this match. They have a lot riding on this. This match very important for both teams. If they want to possibly make a run for the playoffs, this is their stage. Ito na yung moment nila na kailangan nilang manalo.
I really have high hopes for Isaac because, as you said, Chisto, he's a mechanically skilled player. It's the fact that maybe the jitters, maybe the pressure of his first PGS run is getting to him.
Yeah, it can get to some people, but he's already been in the PGS for 6 weeks. You can't be at that stage where you're still warming up already at the 6th week. So now is the time for him to step up and really show the country what he can do.
Yes, and the fact that his rise has been always banned is a really respect coming from AEX. So I wonder how this game will turn out because week 6, time sure flies, Chisto. Time really flies, and I'm really excited to see. 2 weeks left, anything can still happen.
Yeah, anything can still definitely happen, especially once the game starts. But now, I want to go ahead and talk about Zoe at the moment, Vulcan. Have you played a lot of Zoe recently?
Against or played Zoe?
Played Zoe.
No, I don't touch mid lane champions.
So, have you played against Zoe?
No, I don't go mid.
What do you think of Zoe?
She's a very anti-fun, but it doesn't matter what I think. It really matters what the players think and how the pro players will execute it once we load up to the Rift. This is Match 1, Game 1, Infused Esports versus Acclaim Empire X.
Well, tara na, Game 1 ng Match 1. It is Infused laban sa AEX as we head on to the Rift.
This is the 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series Spring Split. This is going to be a very exciting game because week 6 is the time where things can really go for a really full turn, and we'll see it right now in Game 1.
Yeah, tignan natin. Meron ba mag-i-invade dito, Vulcan? Mukhang wala eh.
Wag muna.
Mamaya na lang, no?
Mamaya na lang.
Maya na yung invade.
I mean, can you go for a level 1 invade with the comp for Infused side? Is it possible?
It is anything's possible, like you mentioned. And
anything is possible, but can you afford to risk that possibility? Pwede ba yan?
Pwede. All you really need to do is call all your team members, tas tara pasok tayo sa jungle nila.
Barkada.
Yeah.
Hashtag squad goals.
That's how you invade. I don't think there should be a rule na, okay, we have these picks, let's not invade. I think it's just a matter of whether or not you want to.
I mean, when it comes to level 1 invades, I would favor AEX because they have the Braum and the Jax. Who knows?
Yeah,
I
but
mean, this double stun stacks.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and not talk about Invade since the laning phase is already beginning.
I mean, what do you want to look out for at this point, Cheese, though? I mean, what should we look out when it comes to matchup? Obviously, top lane will be very passive. Walang masyado magawa yung Ornn kay Gangplank. Yung kay Twisted Fate at Zoe, that's interesting.
Yeah, Twisted Fate versus Zoe. Gaya na sinabi ko nung pick and ban, hindi tayo madalas makakita ng Twisted Fate, especially in the current meta where mid laners are usually control mages and Zoe occasionally. Twisted Fate can function somewhat like a Galio, which we have seen more commonly, where he pressures side lanes with his ultimate.
Look at that aggression already by Infused Esports. Really zoning out. That's what you expect with the Rakan support.
Yeah, especially paired with Azaya. I think Rakan is just immensely buffed when he's laning, specifically with Azaya. His E range will be larger, and he also gets the buff from Zaya's W. So trading will go in favor of Infused bot lane right now.
And look at the items of Gangplank. Like what I said, withdrawal right now. Look at that. This Gangplank is going to scale scary, and AEX will try and control this one.
Yeah, we call that the bank plank.
Gangplank.
The bank plank. That's the best pun you could think of when it comes to money and the Gangplank. But gaya nga na sinabi mo, Vulcan, sang-ayon ako na kailangan siyang kontrolin ng AEX. Pero given that their jungler is a Jax, unless he can pull off some very cheesy ganks in the early game, it's going to be very difficult to lock down Gertrude. Yeah, definitely.
And I don't think that's going to stop them. This is big. If he steals the blue buff, he does. And at risk here, Cell Division passive will work. But will he survive?
Okay, nagko-collapse na yung laners na...
Teleport to buy time. Looks like Tamzu gets the bubble and Sleep fully gets hanging out. First blood at stake here. Will it be a trade? No, it is not. Flash Purge. Gold card. Not going to cut it out. The range is too short.
Oh, that's very unlucky for Tamzu.
Malas.
He tried to go for an aggressive invade. He did steal the blue buff, but the collapse was faster from Infused laners. The communication was on point. And given that they were able to pick up a kill on the Jax, now that means that Tamzu will be delayed in getting his power spikes.
This is what I want to see when it comes to, let's say, responsiveness, communication. I hope to see this still when it comes to the mid to late game, because who knows? Because Infused does have a habit of really shifting a lot in their playstyles.
Yeah, and I really have to question why Tamzu went for that invade there. Even though he had the priority in the jungle, his laners in the top and mid lane were both being pushed in, and that's a big no. That's a big red light if you're a jungler. Do not invade when your laners do not have lane pressure. So that means he gets punished for a very aggressive invade.
And first blood on top of that with an assist towards Isaac. 200 gold for 100, 600 total, and that's gonna help Infused have a good start.
Speaking of good starts,
ooh, stun will connect, and here comes Hedgestow to the rescue. Slingshot.
I don't think I'll put it.
No, they're not gonna go for it. Don't risk something you don't need to. But right now in the mid lane, looks like Isaac really punishing out this Twisted Fate.
Yeah, I think nahihirapan si Awaken dito because Zoe, of course, still not being nerfed on this patch. Nerf was very minor, but
they're gonna focus onto Janvi. Low on health. We're seeing right now respawn for Hedgestow. Cow, that's too close call.
Okay, with Hedgestow roaming there, I think AEX do not want to take that fight anymore. And sobrang talino nito galing kay Hedgestow because he knows na lamang yung bot lane niya. Why not tulungan ko silang lumamang lalo? And that's the mindset you should have on a jungler. If your lane has pressure, try and get them to pressure even more by assisting them. So now nahihirapan talaga yung AEX dito because all of their lanes are being pushed in. It's a very, very difficult position to be in.
So does it make it easier for Tamzu in a case that Tamzu has to just farm? It's a Jax, right? I mean, ganking with a Jax is better than at least a Shyvana in a point, but can Tamzu really try and help out the lanes?
He can try, but given that all of them are being pushed in, somebody has to get the short end of the stick here na hindi niya matutulungan absolutely lahat ng lanes ng AEX. He has to pick one and probably stick to that.
Ano ba yung win condition ni Tamzu kay Jax? What should he do?
He needs to get his Trinity Force. Like, Jax is a champion. You need to get ahead. You need to get ahead or at least safely get to your items. You can't be playing from a position where you're behind. And looking at how this game has panned out for him so far, he has been farming a lot. He has a lot more CS than Hedgestow, opted to go for more ganks. But we haven't seen anything that builds into a Trinity Force yet coming from Tamsu.
Oh, look at that. Level 6 Destiny by Awaken gets him that assist in the top lane.
Yeah, and pinag-usapan natin yung side lane pressure ng Twisted Fate. It can function a lot like the Galio. And right there, he immediately hits level 6 and just goes for that.
Oh,
Goes for that.
aggression.
Yeah, I think Call of the Fortune just to try and force Hechizo out of the lane. Gusto niya i-shove ni Dodo ito para makapag-recover
Oh,
sa
yung
bot
mid lane
lane.
though. Isaac in deep trouble, flashes over that wall, and a trade-off in damage.
Yeah, and Isaac needs to be careful. Zoe as a champion, you don't have any built-in escapes. Her ult is not an escape. You only have the flash and now it is down. Maybe Awaken can go for a punish.
Gusto ko yung sa AEX, once the level 6 happened for your Twisted Fate, for your Awaken, right infused, they have to respect that response.
Yeah, they need to definitely respect that Twisted Fate. And now looking at Summoner spells, Awaken is going to get his flash up earlier than Isaac. So maybe Tamsu can visit the mid lane again. They go for a flash gold card. Very easy crowd control setup there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see AEX go for another gank in the mid lane.
I mean, we're near the 8-minute mark. Kill score is even. And not much of a lead was established at this point. So tingin mo, Gisto, when it comes to the long run, AX, do they have a better comp?
Oh, definitely not. Not against a Gangplank NSI. It's going to be very difficult for AEX if this does progress towards the late game. Because Gangplank's just super strong right now. He's one of those top laners na sobrang hirap i-deny. Parang there's going to come a point in a game where Gangplank will just explode you for massive amounts of damage. It's very hard to keep him down. But so far, AEX, they've done a good job of pressuring Gertrude here.
And just love how Dodo is really pressuring the Gangplank. He's trying to deny as much as he can. But he can just do so much. Yan ang problema sa Gangplank. There's not much of a counterplay when it comes to farming with the Klepto. Let's say 10 minutes in, you have one item. But here comes a dive from Dodo. He pops the stopwatch. He fell for the bait!
Okay, League of Stopwatch right there. Kailangan mo palaging isipin na kapag stopwatch sa inventory ng kalaban mo, sobrang risky to go for that dive. So, right there, Gertrude with the right outplay just punishes the over-aggression from AEX's top laner.
You're just gonna hate the stopwatch and also love it at the same time.
Which side are you on, the Vulcan?
I hate it.
You hate the
Because
stopwatch.
I love diving, but so does Infuse Hedgie. So trying to back away, does not make it over that wall. He forced out his flash. Destiny's on him. He will not escape. Forge God is here. Dodo is at the scene, going to assist his team.
Yeah, and I think Hechizo will pay for that with his life right there. Over-aggression again. Over-aggression from Infused Jungler. He gets immediately punished. And a smart teleport as well from Dodo to help secure the kill.
And with that secure, we're seeing a Mountain Drake.
Yeah, and
Starving
I think
AEX.
kahit nakita ng Infused with that ward, I think libre tong Mountain Drake na to because no jungler, no smite. How can we possibly steal this? Maybe Zoe will go, but I don't think. This is gonna go to AEX for the first Drake of the game.
Transitioning kills to objectives. Acclaim Empire X secures the first Drake of the game. The Mountain Drake. The next Drake would be, what will it be? Oh, Infernal Drake. So at this point, bot lane will really be the eyes for both junglers.
Yeah, you gotta love Summoner's Rift. Giving us Infernal Drake right now, this game is gonna be hype. Yeah, and now moving on, both teams, even though they've had wins in little skirmishes here and there, hindi pa natin nakita yung malaking panalo sa fight na talagang makikita mo yung gap sa leads nila because even though Infused have a very small lead here, it's still very, very small. The game is still practically even where we haven't seen any team go for that move that might get them ahead. But speaking of moves,
And he's not going towards the top lane, trying to put back Dodoy, but he does make it away with the Searing Charge.
gusto ko na tumayo si Dodo. I like how he stood in front of the two of them after he knew the gank was failed. Like sort of, gagank nyo ako? No.
It's really hard to gank an Ornn with that much wave clear because you can just go back and forth. But when it comes to Gangplank, don't let that CS deceive you because we're talking about the Silver Serpents. We're talking about the Relic Shield, Gold Income, and also the Kleptomancy. At this point, I'm not sure how much money he has.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see once he goes back to base. Pero hindi ako magugulat. Oh, hello?
Oh, That's a close call. 2 stacks, 3 stacks, and he pops the ult. But the stun will still connect. Genvi a bit itchy. He wants to die, but will control his temptation. Forge God will come to the top lane. Knocks into the air. Kind of barrage for the slow. Will not save Gertrude. Looks like AEX will succeed with a gas. But Hedgestow will go in for a trade. Look at that. Dota gets bounced back to the turret. Great play from Hedgestow.
Yeah, perfect play from Infused Jungler right there. He was at the right place at the right time. So much aggression from AEX right there. We're gonna see even more fighting though.
Destiny, tower dive, but great response from Akil. He does buy time. Awaken could not use the gold card.
Oh, I think that was the right play from AEX kasi nakita nila na nasa top lane si Hechizo at si Isaac. So that means na bot lane would definitely been a 2v3. But unfortunately for AEX, the setup wasn't as perfect because if you're gonna go for a dive, you'd want your minion wave to be pushed in so that they could tank first for you. Pero hindi pa nila na-shove yung lane ng tama dun. So unfortunately for AEX, the dive was botched and Infused get away with their lives.
And Infused eyeing this Rift Herald. I don't think AEX, they have vision over this. This will go free.
Yeah, and I think we're beginning to see Infused make use of their lead in the top lane. They're
Gangplank with Triforce at 12-minute mark. It's not the fastest Triforce, but still.
It's still a Trinity Force.
It's still a Trinity Force.
You know, Tamsu's invading Hechizo here.
Kasi he did see that the Rift Herald was taken away, so why not go for an invade?
Isaac's trying to push him out of their own jungle. He's trying. He does succeed.
We're seeing right now si Isaac, medyo siya proactive sa lanes. I mean, we're seeing him rotate, going to top and bot. I think at this point, Isaac, he could be stepping up right now, Gisto.
Yeah, and that's what Isaac has to do if Infuse wants to win this game. He really needs to perform to what is expected of him. But speaking of performances, Dodoy, will you go for the trade?
I just still love how Dodoy, despite the fact that you really can't do anything with the Gangplank, he's still trying to push out the wave, make himself available. Now we're seeing him. Look at that. In the riverside, nasa river siya. See Isaac.
No.
Oh God. Well, he does cleanse away. He's gonna walk straight to Dodoy too. The knockoff.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. And that's what Dodoy does. He shoves the top lane, which allows this Ornn to roam. And his roaming will give them the benefit of getting a kill onto Isaac. Even though he burned both his summoners, there's really no getting away from 3 people and that much CC.
What's this? Hachiso. Ooh, gets the gold card. We're seeing a teleport coming in. Awake, yeah, flashes away, but still gets knocked up to the air by a kill. Very low. Gertrude will secure that kill. Forge God for that 2-man knockup. 3v2. AEX trying to back away. Infuse will let them kiss each other and will take down Tamsu. Respawns from the bot lane. Caroso with a fissure for that turnaround. Cell Division is still available. Passive is up. And here comes Genvi.
Yeah, in the end, I think that will be a 3-for-1, 3-for-2 in favor of AEX. Gertrude, he's still trying to get a kill here.
Oh, stun connects. He does have the scurvy. Cleanse it away from the stun. Gwen comes in, heals his ally, and the snare will not connect. Genvi low in health. Isaac will take him down. Ooh, what a messy fight. But in the end, Infused does make it out with a good trade.
Yeah, I think it's actually Infused that win out on that very extended fight. Everyone went mid lane. Akala yata nila ARAM tong laro na to, pero for some reason everyone shows up mid lane. It is Infused that come out with the win. And just after all that skirmishing, a 2k gold lead has opened up for Infused.
Isaac, red card slow. He has the red buff. He does have some damage. Awaken, gusto ko yung red buff, but I don't think Isaac will give it away. He does back off, and he will just clear it away. Because at this point, I think Chisto, you did say that yung meta ngayon sa mid lane, yung mga control mages, no?
Yeah, most of you will just clear the wave mid lane and look for a way to impact the other parts of the map. Pero speaking of other parts of the map, Destiny has come out here.
Ooh.
Where did he go?
I don't think he's going to commit to a dive in the bot lane. But note that the Infernal Drake is live right now. It's almost 60 minutes into the game.
Mukhang hindi magtatagal yung Infernal Drake.
Oh my God. They want it. The Rift Herald has been summoned, but AEX will challenge the Rift Herald starting the Inferno.
Hechizo is up 1 level, so his smite is higher, but with the Mountain Drake, under AEX already. That means kayang-kaya nilang i-burst down tong Infernal Drake. And nakita natin nagkaka-spawn lang nun. Saktong-sakto na wala kagad. So, shows you how much AEX wanted that Infernal Drake. And that will definitely help their lineup in terms of damage.
Yan ang focus sa bot lane, yung mga Drakes. And the next Drake would be the Ocean Drake. I wonder what can Infuse do to try and take away their Drakes, but for Gertrude, what's happening here? He's trying to back
Hinahabol siya ng Ornn. That's what's happening right there. Pero yeah, I think even though Gertrude has been having a very safe, I should say, farm lane where...
I mean, he's respecting the Ornn's damage, picking up immediately the Hex Drinkers. Tapos, I think he's gonna go for the Threads.
Yeah, but speaking of respecting damage, Dodo here, he's picked up a Frozen Heart, really trying to deny a lot of the physical damage coming from both the Gangplank and the Xayah.
But is it a really good item to invest on? Do we see champions who's heavily focused on attack speed? I only see Xayah. Is it a worth item, Tristo, or was it just for the sudden bursting cooldown?
Well, yeah, like you mentioned, the cooldown, that was what I was
20%.
gonna say. Ornn benefits heavily from cooldowns. You'd want to be constantly spamming your abilities, and why not have an item that gives you both cooldown reduction and mana and armor to deal with physical damage? So I think I agree with the point that it is a worth it item for the Ornn.
But in the long run, I think a Frozen Gauntlet would be better. Because seeing how Dodo plays, ang aggressive siya. He wants to go in for the dives.
I think this is the more tankier option.
Of course.
He wants to act as the tank. I'm still waiting for him to pick up MR though, because if Isaac gets on top of him, Ornn is the champion that you want to be the body blocker for those battle stars.
I mean, we're seeing the Catalyst. He might go for the Abyssal Mask. But yeah, he has to be the wall. But I don't think it's just onto Dodoy. It's also the Braum. Kuroso is there. Woody Unbreakable. He can just
I'm
block the damage.
praying that Hedges dives here. Oh no.
They can go for it. And we're seeing right now, Isaac's here. Oh, the fissure does not knock back. Hedgiso, but still, they will try to force that dive. But AEX has the numbers advantage. Infuse trying to back off will be forced to give a huge lead to Quang. I rather Janvi with a double kill. But Dodoy, I don't think he's going to win this trade. He's trying to back away the cannons. That's really bad because the barrels did not connect.
Yeah, let's go back to what happened in the bot lane. It was Infused making the aggressive move, but it looks like AEX, nabasa nila ng parang libro yung Infused doon. They had Tamsu in the right place at the right time to respond to the roam. And you always have to respect the fact that Twisted Fate has a global.
Oh, walang mana si Genvi. Can Quang do this for a double kill?
He's trying.
He's confident. But he's also kind of low on mana, and he does not have his ult just yet. But he does have the heal.
Yeah, pero
Look at that, Akil. He's just waiting on the side.
I don't think they can go for that. Pero yun nga, gaya na sinabi ko, kahit na nauna si Isaac doon, merong ulti yung TF para mag-responder. Kayang-kaya niyang pumuntang bot lane immediately the moment he sees the Zoe show up. So that was definitely very risky for Infuse. Unfortunately for them, the risk did not pay out for them.
And with that being said, looks like Infuse Esports will be securing 2 turrets under their belts, while AEX will have 0 turrets, but they have 2 Drakes. Infernal and Mountain. Wow, what a good combo.
In the long run though, I think the Drakes would help you. Pero we haven't seen AEX, even though they have been responding to the moves Infused have been getting, they haven't translated that into towers yet. At this point of the game, it's still Infused that can dictate the map. Since they have both mid lane and bot lane tier 1s down, now they can invade the jungle of AEX and possibly look for small skirmishes there. They can use the engage from Rakan and the Zac and try and get picks.
But we're seeing, instead of going for turrets, they went for Drakes. Don't you agree? Because we're seeing...
The long-term investment, Vulcan. I mean, you're gonna feel the effects of Infernal Drake once you get more items, but right now, it's still not showing. It's very early into the game.
And with the gold lead showing at 4,000 so far for Infuse, in favor of Infuse, nearing the 21-minute mark, I think things are looking pretty good when it comes to gold itself. But yeah, investment, late game investment are the Drakes.
Yeah, but you know the thing with investments, Vulcan, sometimes it cannot pan out in your favor. Na parang masasayang yung pera nyo. Let's see, can this investment from AEX pan out?
We might just have to wait for that.
Ouch.
But yeah, that just hurts.
Okay.
Oh, flash in, knockout will not connect. And that's going to be Tamzu trying to go for the stun here, but misses. Talbot comes in, exacto, Hedgiso is there. for that response. They're collapsing onto Dodo. He's low. He's gone.
Yeah, and I think Dodo tried to respond there because nakita niya Infused pulled the trigger on that engage, trying to respond, but Awaken was already out. He was able to juke out the engage from Rakan. So I think it would have been better if the Ornn canceled his teleport, and now Infused, with that pick on the top layer, they're pushing forward.
Let's see, ultimates are still available for Hechiso, but not for Gertrude, sadly, so they can't go for a safe dive. But up to Isaac to poke them out, forcing him to pop that stopwatch, but Hechiso has the timing down!
Yeah, ang ganda ng kidnap na yun, galing kay Hechiso, and I think AEX, they weren't able to stop that aggressive move because they didn't have the Ornn. Wala na silang way na mag-engage para pigilan yung push from Infused. And now, what can Infused go for? Ocean Drake is spawning in the next few seconds. I think Ocean Drake would be the safest call for Infused here.
And they're going for it. Starting already. And we can see right now from our view that there's no vision for AEX, but Infused, they're confident. They know that AEX cannot respond to this.
Or can they?
Huh? Wait.
Ornn is close.
He has the ultimate up soon, but it's not gonna be close.
That is still just an Ocean Drake. At this point, you really won't feel the effects of a single Ocean Drake. It still helps you better in the laning phase.
But the next Drake is mounted. At least you're denying the stacks when it comes to the Elder Threat.
Yeah, and looking at how the map was at that point after Infused picked up those kills, there really wasn't any other safe objective. Baron would definitely have been a risk. So
Better than nothing, right?
yeah, better than nothing, definitely.
And going for Baron is like suicide.
Why?
Like throwing the game itself if you go for the Baron at that point, because it's so risky. We're seeing an Ornn. We see a Twisted Fate plus a Braum.
That's a very pessimistic way to look at it though, Vulcan. Like,
I don't know.
feeling ko meron kang trauma na every time na naklik mo yung Baron, natalo yung team mo. It's like you talk about Baron in a very pessimistic manner.
It's a nightmare. And I
Speaking
think
of nightmares,
Infused, they're trying to see where AEX is planning, because they saw them trying to get some vision control, but Quang, I think, is overstepping just a bit.
oh, kailangan mag-ingat ni Kurosu nun, mag-isa lang siya.
Oh my.
He has to be very careful.
Gen V.
Mag-high kaya si Gen V dito, Vulcan.
Wait, that's only 2 members. We're seeing Isaac on the top lane.
Oh, Gen V,
Bakit yan? Look at that clear. Look at that wave clear. But looks like the pressure from the other lanes will help Infused Esports secure their 3rd turret, and AEX still has yet to secure a turret of their own.
Yeah, I really like the setup from Infused. They have the Gangplank in the bot lane. There's no way at this stage that the Ornn will outshove the Gangplanks. And there's enough wave clear in Xayah to defend the mid lane from the push that AEX has. And with all that pressure, lahat ng lanes nagpupush in favor of Infused.
Uh-oh, that's trouble. Yikes, look at all that damage compiled on to Kurosu. Delivers the kill, giving it to Isaac.
Oh no, Gen V's being slowed here.
If he's gone, this kid called for a Baron. Gen V buys time with a stopwatch, but he will be forced to give a double kill to Isaac.
That definitely will be Baron for Infused right now. Kahit na up si Tamsu, with the numbers advantage they have, even if Tamsu tries to go for a steal here,
And
that's the only thing he could go for.
No teleport for Dodoy, and he's spotted in the bot lane. Same with Gertrude, pressuring that lane, but Gertrude has teleport.
Okay, ayun na nga,
And he's
lumalabas
using
na yung teleport.
Sleepy.
Only landed the Drowsy. He's gone!
Oh, he's gone. Oh, he does make it over that Warthog, and he has that counter-strike, but Isaac will outplay in there, and the Baron will go to Infuse.
Yeah, perfect setup right there. Ayaw i-risk ng Infuse na maagaw ni Tamsu yun. Nirespeto nila na may smite pa rin sa side ng AEX. Smartly enough, they use the tools that Zoe has. They take out the Jax, and with that factor gone off the map, it means that Infused will secure a free Baron for themselves. And at this stage, with the Baron, they opened up a near 10k gold lead. They look poised to close out game 1.
But what is AEX doing wrong? What cost them this cheese time? And break it down for us here.
Let's go over the replay first here. Kurosu trying to clear vision. Pero since there weren't enough members from his team to assist him here, he's just caught out by the members of Infuse. And look at the global pressure coming out. The Gangplank will slow down Gen V, and kahit na mag-stopwatch ka, hindi ka liligtas niyan. So, those 2 picks onto the bot lane of AEX means that Infuse picked up a free Baron. But looking at what went wrong for AEX, majority of their lanes did not have fight first.
Such an aggressive dive by Akil. He's trying to charm as many targets as he can. But AEX will fight back. Genvi is stealth so far. But look at Quang dealing so much damage with the Zaya. Forced to use that ultimate. But AEX, they're still standing strong. Looks like that will not cut it out. Quang is on a killing spree. He does take down Dodoid. Man, that Zaya hurts. And it's another dive. Fisher is there for the disengage.
Yeah, AEX, they're just too behind, and without Gen V up to deal the damage they need in these team fights, talagang hindi na ma-out-DPS tong lineup ng Infused, and they're already pushing for the inhibitors. Things have gone immensely wrong for AEX.
Death timers are 20 seconds for the Jax, 10 seconds for Gen V. So I don't think Infused will greed for more. They'll back off, and the next Drake is Mountain, spawning in 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah, and now let's go ahead and talk about what went wrong for AEX in this game. I mean, we did see them make moves with the Twisted Fate in the earlier parts of the game. They were good moves, but it didn't pan out into leads for them. It was more of in response to what Infused has been doing throughout the game. And I think for majority of this game, Tamsu's been a non-factor on this Jax. Yes, they did secure these dragons, but what has the Jax done when it comes to these fights? He's always getting immediately focused down, always bursted down.
And zoned out by the Zoe.
Yeah, and I think that shows a glaring weakness that AX has at this point of the game. They're trying to go for a pick here.
Pops the Righteous Glory. They want to take down a kill. Misses the knockup. Hits the wall. He's not going anywhere.
That's very unlucky. To flash into a wall.
It's like flashing it. It's like a slap to the face to yourself. But I think AEX, they will take this and potentially, perhaps the smallest mistakes. We see this before in pro play. Smallest mistakes, we see them use it to a great advantage. And at this point, I think AEX still has what it takes. Destiny, gold card is popped.
Oh, no.
I don't think Isaac will escape. A shutdown will go to Janvey.
Oh no, that is very dangerous.
That is a second stack Mountain Drake going to AEX.
Yeah, but they need to recall quickly because Gangplank with Trinity Force burns down towers incredibly quickly.
They will send 2 members to the top lane. Dodoy and Awaken will try and stop the push.
I don't think they're gonna stop the tower from falling down, but the good news is they will save the inhibitor, and with those 2 picks, now AEX need to start defending their base again.
Oh god, the next Drake is Infernal. If this goes to AEX, one ace can really ruin. I mean, that 0 turrets can quickly turn to 3 or 4.
Oh no, Genvi.
Oh,
Genvi, please say hi to them. Oh, he knows, he knows.
Oh, third sets, but I think Infused knows better. There's the Unbreakable to deny some feathers, and that's going to be Quang going forward just a bit. He's trying to get some feathers stacked up. Cannon Barrage is there for the global pressure. Akil misses that knockup, forces him to retreat.
Ooh, gusto ko yung idea. Parang they were playing chicken with each other who wants to go in, pero unfortunately for AEX, Tamsu did not have vision in the bush to jump in and land his counter-strike stun. Kapag tumama yung stun ng Jax doon, kayang-kayang linis ni Genvi yung fight na yun. But if you pull the trigger first, the land is mini wombo combo and buy enough time for them to deal enough damage to force AEX away.
I just love the lead that Infuse has when it comes to 7 turrets, but still, AEX, they have what it takes to come back to this game.
Speaking of having what it takes,
that's the collapse. This is the adaptation we're seeing from AEX.
Oh no, Infused.
And we're seeing, look at that, 731 KDA on this Twitch with 2 Infernal Drake, rather 2 Mountain Drakes. That's huge. I mean, that's gonna be a beast when it comes to an ace. They can just quickly secure
Gertrude has
objectives.
committed to taking the inhibitor, but I
For
think
his life.
he'll have to give up his life here.
And gives up his flash too. He does have the Guardian Angel. He's gonna give up so many resources in exchange for the inhibitor.
Yeah, Infused right now, they're playing this sort of guerrilla style where they're trying to have the members of AX run around the map so that they can split push. We saw AX go for those 2 picks bot lane. It resulted in Gertrude getting an inhibitor top lane. Tapos nung pumunta yung members ng AX kay Gertrude, look, Isaac was able to take the bot lane tier 2. They're trying to spread out AX, but they can't let their members go down after they spread them out.
AX is really bouncing back in this game, Gisto, and I think it makes things very interesting. I mean, Infused, great start, good lead, 7 turrets, make that 8 right now because we did see a push, and for AEX, only 0. I think that can quickly change because when it comes to damage. Look at that Twitch.
Yeah, the moment that AEX get a chance to hit these towers, it's just gonna fall down incredibly quickly. Twisted Fate with a Lich Bane, Twitch as well, double Mountain Drake. It's a long-term investment, Vulcan, and if AEX are able to reach that point where they can utilize these Drakes for possibly fighting and pushing down towers, they're gonna be in a good spot to complete this comeback.
And look at Kurosu with his Braum, the Unbreakable, to deny damage from Quang. That's what you want to look out for. That's something that Quang has to take note of, but knowing Kurosu, how he played this Braum from the bot lane clash, from the Drake pits, he's very capable with this Braum. And that's going to be the huge obstacle, in my opinion, that Infused has to really overcome.
Yeah, and you know, I'm still waiting for Infuse to actually group as 5 and then look for a team fight there, because kahit na lamang kayong 10k gold, if the fight is always 5v2 in favor of AEX, the gold lead doesn't matter. It really becomes irrelevant if your team is split up, and now the Baron is spawning just right now.
Oh,
We're definitely gonna see a fight here because AEX don't want to give this second Baron up.
And look at Genvi making his approach. This is bad. Infused, what will they do? Fisher catches Hechizo, but he'll pop that stopwatch. Awaken goes from the backside, flanks Infused,
Oh, they got Quang.
and that's going to be a death sentence. AEX with the superior engage.
Yeah, but look at Gertrude, he's pushing down in the bot lane. Now AEX,
Ooh.
they have a choice. Oh
Will they
no.
go for the Baron? This is a time-based game. Isaac trying to buy time. Looks like Genvi is very low. Can Isaac go for a snipe here?
He can definitely try. Whoa.
Oh, Wiggins low, but there is the suspense. 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's go back straight in. Isaac, he has to snipe someone, but still a bit too late because the Baron has been secured and they have the Baron empowered minions.
Okay, pinapakaba muna tayo nitong game na to because
Stay tuned next week. We'll continue.
no,
with this game.
can it not be next week, please? Ano tayo teleserye? The late night teleserye where
Abangan?
Abangan susunod. Pero yun nga, AEX on the verge of making a comeback because we saw them get these picks and Infuse still up around 10k gold, but I think with that Baron, that gold lead just doesn't matter anymore at this stage. So far, AEX still holding on, but their base is still in ruins, so we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out once we go back into the game.
That's the trouble with the Gangplank. That's why it's considered a very high tier champion. The split push is ridiculous, plus the fact that the barrel's really effective wave clear. And AEX, they're really bouncing back into this game, and the fact that they got the Baron, you know what happens, right? When there's the Baron empowered recall, they will quick the response. And we will go back to the Rift to see. Wait, how can you say it in the teleserie? Wait, we're back into the game. Come on.
Ang nakaraan, replay to eh.
Okay.
Ang nakaraan.
Let's look at the replay. What happened in the previous clash, Summoner. So, let's get straight down and break it down for us, Chisto.
Okay, now this is AEX knowing that they have numbers here because alam nila na hindi na siguro magte-teleport yung Gangplank dito eh. They pull the trigger and everyone jumps on the Xayah. Awaken was able to get a great flank. And with the damage coming from the gold card, if Quang ulted to dodge the gold card, that fight would have gone incredibly differently. But I don't think he saw Awaken from Fog of War. And with the Xayah down, no more DPS available, AEX was able to clean up the rest of the fight and secure the Baron.
I mean, did you see the flank from Awaken? That really choked out the options for Infuse in terms of mobility. But look at the base in shambles. But Gertrude, our savior, the savior Infuse, trying to end the game.
Okay, now this is very tricky because AEX, meron kaming Baron pero wala kaming inhibitor.
And they don't have turrets.
It's incredibly difficult to push without push against super minions.
Even with the Baron call.
Even with Baron, it's still super minions. You just have to see. Now they're gonna try and shove out majority of these lanes. Pero you have to take note still that since inhibitors are down, it's gonna be an auto shove for Infused.
Let's see, what can AEX do? I mean, they're trying their best using this Baron buff to their advantage, but things are heating up. Gold lead? Wow. 10k to just 6k. That's the Baron for you.
You know, if AEX completes this comeback, it'll tilt Infused off the face of the earth.
Face up to the earth.
Yeah, I mean, you were up 10k gold, and then you give up a few of these picks.
So a lot of things are at stake here. The future of Game 2 and the playoff stage.
No, kill.
Uh-oh.
Akil's gonna...
That crit's gonna hurt. Oh, but he does not get that much damage chunked down. Wait,
That was a lot of damage.
really? Is it just the kill being tanky? Yeah, he is tanky.
He's fairly tanky.
And you know what's up next? The Infernal Drake. And
Teka, nakita ko na to eh.
that's gonna be gone. Oh, ano yan, minion?
Nakita ko na to noon eh. Nakuha ng AEX yung Infernal Drake. Pero, since they took that Infernal Drake, it means that Infused have time to push these waves.
Oh my god.
You see here, they're pushing strong. All of the lanes are gonna crash into AEX's base. They need to respond now by shoving out some of these waves.
2 Infernal, 2 Mountain Drakes. All that investment, they need to use it.
Yes, they need to use that investment now.
Uh-oh. Tamsu.
Oh no, Tamsu solo.
Oh, he does make it away. But the cost of the Cannon Barrage, that will be 1 ultimate down.
Okay, let's see who will pull the trigger first. I think Infused can afford to wait for the Cannon Barrage cooldown and antayin lang, just let the minions do their work. Try and apply as much pressure.
And let Isaac just poke things
Di na
out.
mag-aantay AEX.
They know where they are. All vision set onto Infused. Redemption's gonna come in. Awaken trying to go for another flag. Glacier Figure is there. No! Straight into Quake's feathers!
Hedge just absolutely goes massive in that. It kidnaps everyone from AEX. And with that said, I think Infused will end game 1.
The combo from Hedgiso plus the collapse, the Rakan, everything just fell
What a
into
heartbreaker.
play. That's a heartbreaker, heart shaker. And this is going to be game 1 set. Infused will take away the first game. Let's see what will happen in game 2.
Hechizo. Man, I want to see a replay of that because he landed an absolutely massive kidnap.
Not
and
just that, did you see what Akil also did to collapse?
yeah,
Same
that was
timing. With
You
Hedgiso.
think AEX with the aggressive move will probably complete the comeback here? That's just not the case, and with a massive team fight win, just Infused have just had enough of that game. Parang ayoko na, gusto ko na tapusin to, and they just pull that out of their hats of tricks and they just end the game straight.
So I think we want to see a replay of what happened there to
Yeah,
see
because it happened so fast.
It happened really fast, and the burst damage that happened on top of Quang Saya was kind of in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
So before we get to that, I just want to say congratulations to Infused Esports for a victory into Game 1. This is a lot at stake here. If they manage to get Game 2, 3 points, that would be a huge boost in morale. But for AEX, knowing their experience, knowing their run in the PGS from all those years, they can still try and bounce back in Game 2.
Okay, let's go over this fight again, Vulcan. It is AEX all stepping forward because they pulled the engage on, but look at the re-engage from Infused. Look at Hechizo. He jumps onto the Twitch and everybody tries to protect him, but that means they're clumped up. Look at the damage here.
Yeah.
That's just beautiful to see. Everybody tried to peel for the Twitch, but that means everyone's in range for the kidnap and Awaken. He doesn't want any of this. He knows. He knows the game is over, and game-winning plays right there from Infused Jungler Hechizo.
He can't do anything there, and the fact that it was a choke point, the choke point for Azai to really excel him, the narrow
Yes.
path was
You're gonna
just
eat all the feathers and all of that damage. And on a credit to player as well, Isaac from Infused. I think the jitters are gone. I think this game he performed very, very well on the Zoe. He was able to chunk down members of AX to pressure them while they were sieging. Let's see, can Infused take this momentum headed on to Game 2?
Or can AEX bounce back from this setback in Game 1? We will know after a short break. My name is Vulcan. With me is Chisto. See you after the short break. Still gets knocked into the air by a kill. Very low. Gertrude will secure that kill. Forge God for that 2-man knockup. 3v2. AEX trying to back away. Infused will let them kiss each other and will take down Tamsu. Respawns from the bot like Caroso with a fissure for that turnaround. Cell Division is still available. Passive is up. And here comes Genvi.
Yeah, in the end, I think that will be a 3-for-1, 3-for-2 in favor of AEX. Gertrude, he's still trying to get a kill here.
Stun connects. He does have the skirmish. Cleanses it away from the stun. Gwen comes in, heals his ally, and the snare will not connect. Genvi low in health. Isaac will take him down.
What?
But up to Isaac to poke them out, forcing him to pump that stopwatch, but Hedgeson has the timing down.
Yeah, ang ganda ng kidnap na yun. Galing kay Hedgeson.
Tries to dive by a kill. He's trying to charm as many targets as he can. But AEX will fight back. Genvi is stealth so far. But look at Quang dealing so much damage with the Zaya. Forced to use that ultimate, but AEX, they're still standing strong. Looks like that will not cut it out. Quang is on a killing spree. He does take down Todoid. Man, that Zaya hurts. And it's another guy. Fisher is there. They do. Fisher catches Hechizo, but he'll pop that stopwatch. Awaken goes from the backside, flags and fuse,
they got quick.
and that's going to be a death sentence. AEX with the superior engage.
Yeah, but look at Gertrude. He's pushing down in the bot lane. Now AEX, they have a choice.
That just poke them
Di na
out.
mag-aantay AEX.
They know where they are. All vision set onto Infuse. Redemption's gonna come in. Awaken trying to go for another flag. Glacier Figure is there. No! Straight into Quick Feathers!
Hedges just absolutely goes massive in that, kidnaps everyone from AEX, and with that said, I think
The Rakan, everything just fell into
heartbreaker.
play. That's a heartbreaker, heart shaker. And this is going to be game 1 set. Infuse will take away the first game. Let's see what will happen in game 2.
Hedges, man, I want to see a replay of that because he landed an absolutely massive kidnap.
Not
and
just